beginning, all the nations were dark in the beginning from the time of Adam. You had three classes of men: the sons of men, sons of the wicked, and the sons of God. Which children of Israel today represent the sons of God. The children of men represent the other nations, and the sons of the wicked is the so-called white man. Even the so-called white man had melanin back then. He was known as the sons of the wicked. So that melanin thing doesn't mean that you're all the same nation. All distinguishes nations basically by the line of their fathers. Go ahead.
Yeah, the categorizing it by white, black, and like Asian. That's new. That's new.
That's too simple. What about when they trace their origins back to?
Well, how would they trace it?
DNA.
Yeah, but okay. So where's the DNA sample from the year 0? Where was the guy? There'll have to be someone with a lab. Like, okay, I'm going to conserve this sample from the year 2000. What they're comparing it against is the people with modern day in the land.
Yeah, I know. What about when they compare it to the modern day people?
But people. Okay, so how many times have England been invaded, for example?
No, I know, but there is similarities between the Africans and Americans.
No, but what I'm saying is, the point I'm going to make is the amount of times, I'm like, people move around, man.
Yeah,
historically, they've moved around all the time.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's according to the Bible, the ark came up on Mount Ararat, man. And then, which is in Turkey. And then everyone spread out from there. So everyone, if you trace, really, everyone would go back to the same spot anyway, man. The Middle East. So it's pretty. Oh, you got you got Ham in the. Well, yeah. Go on.
Let me bang this scripture first, and then this is Exodus 11:7. It says, "But against any of the children of Israel shall not a dog move his tongue against man or beast, that ye may know how that the Lord doth put a difference between the Egyptians and Israel."
Yeah, a difference was put between Israel, which are the 12 tribes, you see here, which is from the so-called Negroes on down.
Sons of Shemitic.
And basically
not
the
modern day Israelis, right?
No, modern day Israelis. The guys, the so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. That's who the that's who the true Israelites are.
How can you prove that?
Well, the brother already did. He told you Noah had 3 sons, Ham, Shem, and Japheth. You know that if you know anything about the Bible, the Israelites were Shemitic, all right? And those people calling themselves so-called Africans, they're Hamitic. So that's the difference. And we're going to read the definition of Ham.
What about Cushitic?
Kush.
What about?
Yeah, they're
Right, now this is from the Zondervan Bible Dictionary, right? Now this is on page, what page is this? 213. And it reads Ham, for the definition of Ham, it says the youngest son of Noah, born probably about 96 years before the flood, and one of the 8 persons to live through the flood. Now it says here, he became the progenitor, right, of the dark races.
Dark races.
Not the Negroes.
Not the Negroes.
But the Egyptians, the Ethiopians, the Libyans, and the Canaanites.
Yeah.
So there's a difference between Negroes.
Thank you.
There's a difference between Negroes, right, and the other Hamitic nations that are mentioned in this book, man. Right? There's a clear difference. There's a spiritual difference between them people, man. They act different. They talk different. They got a different vibe, man. Different spirit.
The Negroes, African Americans.
That's what African Americans. They got a total different spirit from the so-called Africans, the Zulus and all that.
It's basically like the guys on the West Coast. That's chiefly Israel.
So originally, if I could ask, where are you guys from?
Israel.
I mean, okay, Israel. You're gonna say Israel, but like,
slave identity.
no, as in like, okay, so
slave identity.
From
West Africa. Because, through migration, like the brother said, and through us losing our land, the land of Israel during 70 AD, we got pushed out of that land. And we went into the interiors of West Africa, and we dwelt there for about 1,000 years. So we built up different, civilizations in that land, man. And then we even like Timbuktu, we had like men like Mensa Musa. He was an Israelite, man. He goes back to the shepherd kings of that time, that was ruling in Timbuktu.
So descendants of Mansa Musa in Mali right now, they're Israelites.
Yeah, some of them are Israelites, not all of them, because you still got Hamites and that dwell up in that land. But I'm saying from that time that Timbuktu, like you had Mensa Musa, he was an Israelite. Because he comes from the line of the shepherd kings that was ruling in Timbuktu at that time. And he was known as the richest man in Africa or whatever. But he comes from that line.
Various
if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So we dwelt in West Africa, but we're not Hamites, man. We're not the sons of Ham. We're the sons of Shem. You know, Noah had 3 sons that the prophet read to.
Right, this is Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 68.
Amos as well. It says about the Ethiopian, how we look like the Ethiopian.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships, by the way whereof I spake unto thee. Go on, bro.
No, go on.
Thou shalt see it no more again, and there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you.
Now, you know this actually happened in history. It's called the transatlantic slave trade. Right? So you was asking, how do we know that we're Israelites? By prophecy. Because by prophecy we know how the children of Israel came about, where they are, where they went, and where they are today. Through prophecy. It's a thing called prophecy. Because this book is only for the children of Israel. It's not for all nations. It's not for all people. This book was only given to the children of Israel, man. You know, by the hand of Moses. You know, even way back then. And it still is for the children of Israel to this day. It's an exclusive book, you know, and it's full of prophecy about what will be happening back then for the present and the last days, which we're in.
That's also in like.
No, it's not in no other book. It's not in no other book. Get Isaiah 34:16. Get Isaiah 34:16. What are you talking about? What other book? What other book has prophecy in it?
That's it.
What other book maintains all that?
Okay, so
the Quran.
Okay, so name one prophecy in the Quran.
In the book of the cow. What prophecies in the book of the cow?
The book of the cow.
What are the hadiths?
Where's that?
Where's that?
There is, but I'm a bit ignorant to it.
Yeah, but you're a bit ignorant. But even in your Quran, it tells you about the children of Israel. Even talks about the children of Israel being the children. You know that?
Second
In
Surah
Surah
21.
Yeah, the second Surah, whatever it's called. It says that the Israelites are the chosen people of the Lord, man. Did you know that? In your so-called Quran. Do you believe it? Follow.
I've heard of it. Yeah.
Yeah. So
you believe in the. So do you believe in the Bible then?
I don't believe in that. No.
Alright, so okay, if you don't believe in the Bible, what is there to gain for you by talking to us?
Because I was walking past, I just saw Negroes, and I was assuming.
Well, you know,
Negroes
all
are.
I got to say is basically is more or less is World War III's coming to this place, man. That's what's coming.
That's right.
RFID chip, which is a mark of the beast according to the Bible.
Yeah.
That's what's coming. That's already you can already see that out. People in the world already got chipped. That's prophecies in the Bible that come true.
Yeah.
So the Quran's completely irrelevant.
It's irrelevant. And what I was going to say is, what other book ever mentioned all the kingdoms on the earth and all the rulerships, man? Name the Babylonians, the Persians and the Medes, the Greeks, the Romans. What other book in history has ever had all that history entangled in one book? And it's still got prophecies to be fulfilled. That ain't in the Quran, man. That ain't in no other book.
I'm pretty sure it's in the Quran. But again.
I've read enough of it to know it's false.
It's not in there, man. Even the Muslims.
What are you talking about? Where does it say? Okay, where's that evidence?
Because when the
you got any evidence?
Those people who lived there were Middle Eastern. They weren't black.
You don't say. So Middle Eastern people lived in the Middle East. That's like saying English people live in England. But okay, but then what do they look like?
Yeah, man.
What do they look like? What do Middle Eastern look like? You know, I've got.
You have to be a shade of colour.
I've got a spiffing description of a Middle Eastern for you. Because the thing is you're. No, let me first.
Wait.
Hold on, man.
Let's deal with this, man.
If we're gonna deal with this, let's deal with it now. Because basically, what I wanted to get, Song of Solomon 1 and 5.
You know about King Solomon, right?
You know King Solomon, yeah? Where was he from? Israel. Where's Israel? Okay, so I am black, but comely, and it says, and
Punchline right there.
O ye daughters of Jerusalem, as a tenth of Kedar. And Kedar, if you know who Kedar is, he was a son of, I think it was a grandson actually, of Ishmael. So he said he's as black. He said I am black, and he says as black as a son of one of the progenitors of the Arabians.
And Qadar means dark skin.
Yeah.
That's not my.
So then that means that's a physical description.
What I was trying to lead into was basically, don't you think the whole idea of race in itself is a fallacy?
Race is a fantasy, but the Lord's dealing with nations.
You have
nations, man.
Everyone has a biblical identity.
When the Most High,
And basically, the way the Lord deals with people is by their biblical identity.
But you don't think all people are from Africa?
No,
you don't think
all people from
the Middle
Israel,
East.
man. All people come from the Middle East, man. you know what the Garden of Eden is?
Yeah, but mostly, if you look at the genetic evidence, most people.
Bro, what genetic evidence? What genetic evidence, bro? Tell me how do you age genetics?
How do you age?
How do you age? How do you tell the age?
Carbon dating.
What does carbon dating mean?
Carbon dating is
How do you know how much carbon was in the atmosphere? 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 years ago.
That's the whole idea of carbon dating.
No, man,
He
carbon
just-
dating
he
is
just
it's
He
inaccurate.
just got-
It's inaccurate, man.
Bro, you do not know how much carbon was in the atmosphere. 5,000. No, you can't.
You predict it, so it's not accurate.
That's not accurate.
Come on.
It's accurate.
No, it's not.
How can you predict?
Look, bro, I can predict the sun is gonna basically. I can predict the clouds are gonna. It's gonna be overcast in 3 hours.
Yeah.
That's a prediction. That doesn't mean it's gonna come true,
I'm
bro.
asking you, don't you think the whole idea of race in itself is a divisive
No. That's it's the idea of race, as in the modern term, is divisive and bullshit. But basically, your biblical identity. Get Deuteronomy 32:7, man. 32:8.
Deuteronomy chapter 32 and 8. When the Most High divided to the nations their inheritance.
So basically, the nations were divided, man. All the nations, because they had different inheritances, man. If you go back to any biblical map, I think I might have one. I can't even need to get out.
Chinese people come from? Where does everyone else come from?
From basically, they go back. You know about this guy called Noah who built an ark. Yeah, they go back to him,
3
man.
sons.
Everyone came back. The man called Adam. Yeah, they go back to him. That's where they came from. Man. Everyone came from there.
You're gonna say
Go on.
And it says, when he separated the sons of Adam,
Yeah, everyone's a son of Adam, man. You're saying, oh, where did the Chinese? What bro? They're described in the Bible, man. Their progenitor is Lot and his 2 daughters, man.
And if you want to get technical, you want to talk about the spawn of man, about Africa, you can find bones and shit. Really, you gotta go Turkey, man. The brother went into it. Mount Ararat is where Noah's Ark
it was
landed, man. Mount Ararat, that's in Turkey, man.
And
that's where civilization was started again through his 3 sons.
That's what I'm saying. I think the whole idea of race is a bit divisive. That's my
So what? Okay,
Carbon dating.
so then what are you saying basically that everyone should just become a big soup?
Yeah, that's the Lord's not with that, man.
Huh? No, it's not. What are you talking about, bro? Okay, mate. I've been to Devon. If I go to Devon and I just try and just go in there and just mix up with them, they are not on that at all.
Yeah, they're not on that, man.
You're in London, in metropolis cities. You got. It's any like the capital cities tend to be metropolises out here.
Yeah.
In a metropolis, there's so-called multiculturalism.
Yeah.
Everyone mingles, but not everyone's fucking happy with that.
Not
First
outside
off.
the city, though.
And then you go outside the main cities. Go to any go Aberdeen.
Yeah, then you
go
see
go
racism.
to fucking
Yeah,
go to Wales.
Then you'll see racism.
And then
That's
see
racist.
if everyone's becoming a soup.
But what Jesus taught was not about that. He taught about
wait,
integration.
You go outside of
Can you
town.
prove that statement?
Yeah, of course you can.
What according to what scripture?
God, basically what it was, I'm the truth, the way, and the life. Go through me.
But he said, I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. So explain that.
What he was fundamentally saying was that people should be integrated and happy.
Can you prove that?
No.
Where's that?
So like Jesus,
The
yeah?
Lord said love not the world, man.
Yeah, but what he said
He didn't say to love the world.
Jesus
That
loved
is-
everyone. He
that
loved
is cool.
like
That's
prostitutes,
cool. That's
everybody.
cool.
He loved everybody.
No, he didn't love his own people, man. Even his own people came up against him. What are you talking about,
Those
man?
are Jewish people, yeah. Because of the
Not
political.
Jews, man. Judeans, if you want to call them. They're not Jewish. And those Jewish people in the land of Israel today are not the real inheritors of the land. They're false Jews, man. They're
Yeah, listen to this. This is the word. Just look, red letter Bible, yeah? So that means it's the words of Jesus speaking, yeah? So you're talking
That
about
is the whole deal, man.
Luke. What's he saying?
Nah, he just want to take a picture of the sign, innit?
Yeah, they're taking pictures of the side, man.
Luke 12
Father there.
and 51. Suppose ye that I am come to give peace on earth. You know, that's what you're talking about. Basically, everyone coming together, all becoming a big soup. I tell you, nay, but rather division.
Division,
And
man.
that's what I already showed you. Red letters, so that's the words of Jesus.
That's right.
Sweet Jesus.
Lord's a separatist.
What about everyone coming together, man?
It's only for his people. Throughout this whole book, talks about the children of Israel. The Lord ain't down for no other nation.
In history,
The slaves, man. Get that in Isaiah 40. Yeah, get that in. Everyone outside of the children of Israel, outside of the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, they're future slaves, man.
That's right.
Yeah,
big man, I read it here, baby.
Where's your dad from?
I got it.
Where's my dad from?
Yeah.
Isaiah 40.
Okay, what part of India?
South India.
South India, yeah? Well, can you dad dance? And he's
Punjabi?
one of them bad boy Bollywood
Punjabi,
dancers.
not Punjabi. Okay. So you might. You don't know.
There's a chance. What? There's a you might be lucky. Look, you're gonna look, man. You're gonna if you are a Jake, man, you'll be very, very happy about that. You know, maybe if you can do one of the lovely Bhangra dances, like man might get the drum out and just and bang it. If you can do a quick dance, you might be one of us. Some of the people might be all good for you, man.
You got to see your spirit. You got to see your spirit. That's one of the ways to get spirit.
What I'm saying, man, race is divisive. That's what I'm saying.
Well, you're gonna find out what race is really about in the kingdom, man. Your answers change.
God is
I got Psalms 2 and 8.
Yep.
Ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance.
Yeah, that don't sound like everyone come together with one world love and all that. That sounds like separatism. That sounds like captive.
Sounds like one's above,
yeah, one below. That don't sound like everyone come together.
Getting beat over the head with a staff.
Yeah, I have a priest. At the same time. This is Isaiah 14 and 1. For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob. So mercy ain't for everyone. The Lord only comes to save Israelites, alright? And will yet choose Israel and set them in their own land. So that land of Israel is our land. Alright? And the strangers shall be joined with them. So who are those strangers? Those strangers are Israelite foreigners, because our people were scattered around the four corners of the earth during slavery or captivities, various ones. And the indicator that you know that those strangers were Israelite foreigners, when you look at the word for stranger there, basically it's the same word used in God, the same word used in Exodus 18 and 3, I believe, where Moses' son was named Gershon, all right, because he was in a strange land, so he became a foreigner, all right. So that's how you know that it's talking about an Israelite stranger. Now it says, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob, and the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids. Now this is talking about these other nations, all right? And the actual heathen, that's right. And they shall take them captives, whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors. And that's the same. That's basically a continuation of the same.
So who's been oppressed for the past 400 years, man? Who hasn't? Who's been like? Who still hasn't got retribution and liberation for this filthy act that was done to us? And still to this day, we're still awaiting justice, man. We're still looked down upon in society, trodden upon, as the brothers were saying, first fired and the last hired, man. Only just now, because niggas are seen in the big screen, they got Black Panther, niggas are getting happy. Niggas are getting happy.
Oh man, I want to see it.
But even then, they're still trying to say you're African. They ain't telling you that you're the Hebrew Israelites. They're still trying to tell you you're African.
No, but
we ain't no Africans, man. We dwelt in West Africa, but that was only for a small part of time. We're not Africans, man. We're Israelites, man. I have a precept.
Psalms 110. The Lord said unto my Lord, sit thou at my right hand until I make thine enemies thy footstool.
So you gotta realize, because our people want to love everyone, you gotta realize we got enemies on this earth, man. Our enemies put us in captivity. It tells you that in Deuteronomy 28 chapter that our enemy will put us into captivity, man. So who's the enemy? So-called white men, man. So-called white men, the Europeans, man.
They are enemies.
They're the enemies, man. They're the enemies.
And enemies of the people on this sign, man.
They're the enemies of all the nations on the earth, man.
Why do you think so?
Look. If you look at the history, of let's just take even England, the British Empire. How was the British Empire built up?
History of the books. Look, all the faiths come through the books, right?
He's going through books.
Yeah. So through which book are you giving the explanation?
You can go to any historical reference. Go to any library. Hold on. No. You can't ask me something and then just cut me off when I'm answering, bro. You said what book? If you want to go to Wikipedia, go down to the references section and then click on all them links. You find all the books. You can go to all the reference libraries you want and grab all the historical books you want. So look, bro. The thing is it okay? Did World War II happen? Did World War II happen?
In which book?
Did World War II happen, bro?
You just said it, didn't it?
No, I said
You just said white man, you said European.
Bro,
not East Europeans.
Well, you know what? Some of them, man.
Yeah, some of them.
But what? It depends, man. If the thing is just because someone looks like a so-called white man, if their lineage goes back to any of the nations on the sign, then basically they're good, they're all right.
Yeah, like the Irish
But
and
if,
the Scottish.
but if they go back to to Esau, the progenitor of the original so-called white man, then it's over for them, man. Basically, what we're saying is the reason why these guys are the wicked is look at what all the acts that are done, all the wicked acts done on the earth. Who's the one who polluted the oceans, man? Where you got whales having to dive out. Who's polluted? Who's basically producing and designed the machine that pollutes on such a mass? It's been so adopted on such a mass scale that pollution is rife in every metropolis on the planet Earth.
Yeah, man. Who done Fukushima?
Who did nuclear tests, man?
Yeah.
Who did nuclear tests, man?
Oppenheimer and all that.
And then blew all that nuclear material that went into the atmosphere. Then you get free-eyed fish.
Chernobyl.
Yeah,
Who done
Chernobyl. Yeah, what one for
Who
Chernobyl?
did Chernobyl, man? Who put chemtrails in the air every fucking day that you're breathing in?
Who basically colonized the world and took the bulk of the wealth from places like Asia and Africa into the West?
Who's the so-called white
Who did it? Who went and colonized and who actually killed brought an island, Hispaniola? Them guys over in Hispaniola. When the so-called white man went over there, this guy Christophe Colomb, when he went over there in 1492, he killed everyone on the island. There was no one left. He murdered the entire inhabitants of the island. Then he said he discovered an island where people were. Then afterwards they discovered America and fucked over the Native American Indians. Who did that? Yeah. Was it the so-called black man that did that?
Right.
Was it the Chinese man that did? Even the Chinese got put in fucking slavery in America, man.
Answer the question.
You so-called white.
It's a so-called white man.
That's right.
It's a rhetorical question.
I've got a
Because
preset.
it's obvious it's a so-called white man.
It's not wearing who is it?
Job 9 and 24.
Oh, there we go.
The earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
Hand of the wicked, God.
He covereth the faces of the judges thereof.
The true rulers and kings and priests of the earth. He covers the faces by whitewashing images, iconoclasm. He's done it throughout history. And that's why you got that white image of Jesus Christ. That's not the picture of the
What are you
Lord.
preaching today? What are your point?
Damnation.
Okay, what's your point?
My
What's your
point
point?
is make clear what you're talking about. 'Cause